Jerry Morris. I'm with an organization called Dads for Special Kids, and we support families that have children with special health care needs, primarily through the dads, trying to support them to keep the marriage intact, keep them healthy, help them to address and deal with their issues, so the family can be stay together. But also we're doing emergency disaster preparedness, and we're doing that through relationships with the local DTAs, and that's why you're watching this little video, because you're one of the case managers of a DTA that's participating in this project. And the reason we're asking you to watch this video is because we want to get emergency disaster information out to the clients and their support families and members, so they can be prepared and have a successful outcome in the event of a significant emergency or disaster. Research continually shows that 50% of the people with functional needs have a highly negative outcome in the event of a disaster, like Hurricane Katrina, Superstorm Sandy. 50% of the fatalities were people with disabilities. So we're trying to correct that. So you are a crucial link in that, because you're the front line. You're the individuals that are talking with your clients and their support family members. So we wanted you to get them information, and we're going to talk about how to get them the information and make sure that you have an understanding of how the process works, because they're going to be coming to you for answers. Because a lot of these families, they're overstressed, they're struggling with their coping mechanisms because there's so many things to be contend with and to deal with, and this is just one more thing they're going to look at and they're going to go, stop, I can't take anything else. But if you're able to come alongside them and guide them and support them in the process, that's so huge and key. So there's a couple things you need to have with you. First one is the client preparedness assessment form, and you're looking at one right now. This is a little form that we've created. It's a little check the box that you go through, and so you can ask the clients questions and gather some information. But at the same time, you're stimulating conversation with them to cause them to think about what would a plan look like. And basically a plan is being self-sufficient for 96 hours, and what are the things we're going to need to do that. Special medications, special soothing devices, medical equipment, that kind of stuff. And what happens when the power goes out? What happens when the wire goes out? Okay, like I know in my house, if we lose the power, it's a significant impact on the quality of care for Zachary. So we have things in place to supplement that. Okay, if we had to leave our home, evacuate, where would that go? Where would we go? And knowing those things beforehand, and plus our preparedness plan involves Zachary's DTA. So they're supporting our plan, we're supporting their plan, and we're working together so that we can all have a healthy outcome, and that's through working together in relationships. So now this next form you're looking at is the individual and their family's emergency disaster plan. Okay, this is a 40 some odd page little document, and it walks through the 5 steps of developing an emergency disaster plan that meets their needs. Okay, want you to encourage them to watch the 5 videos that I've created that walks them through step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But then there's also an extra one on self-disclosure with first responders of their functional need. So, and here's the information for where to obtain those websites, those videos that they can watch. All right, so with all of this information, it's going to take time for them to develop a plan. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 1 year. Okay, so it's your responsibility as the case manager to help guide these families through it. You're also going to have to talk with your supervisor to help get information that you're going to need to help these families. Like learning what is the DTA's plan. How does the DTA's plans going to work? Because these individuals and their families are going to turn to you and say, what's the DTA's plan and how can you support our plan? Okay, so for example, say a significant event occurs and it's during the day and the DTA is going into extended care mode, which means going to care for the clients beyond the typical 8-hour day. And this could be for as simple as 2 hours, or it could be as long as 96 hours or even longer. And we're working with the DTAs to have a plan that they're able to do that, to be able to care for these clients over an extended period of time. Because you know personally that these individuals don't really have a robust support mechanism that they can rely upon. A lot of them just live in a group home and don't have any family members, so now they're relying completely on the group home to care for them over an extended period of time in a negative environment, we'll say. I think the DTAs are more equipped to be able to deal with those kind of things. So those answers are going to come from conversations with you and the DTA and the DTA leadership of how these things are going to work out. We got working on plans where the DTAs support each other. So for example, your DTA had to evacuate. Where could you go? And other DTAs are opening up their doors saying, hey, come stay with us and do extended care at our facility even overnight. The key thing in this is maintaining the staff, your staff, staying with those clients over at that other DTA. So to be able to do that, you as a case manager and the staff of your DTA have to have a plan that meets your needs and supports your family so that you can be at work. Okay? And right now, here's what that little guidebook looks like. You can download it, get it, and start working on your plan. And we got a couple videos that'll help guide you through how to develop your plan. Okay? And I know firsthand all this information because I work for the fire department, engineer, paramedic, and the fire department asked me to be there for the city and the citizens I serve in the event of an extreme emergency or disaster. Well, I can't be at work if my family's not taken care of. So I need to know that my family's taken care of. Over 50% of first responders in Hurricane Katrina bailed, along with staff for DTAs and hospitals, bailed because it was a greater priority for them to care for their families than it was to stay on the job. So we're learning and trying to help you guys support that you can be at your job, be at the DTA to care for these clients because they're vulnerable. They're not going to be able to take care of themselves. They are dependent upon you for their level of independence. So we're trying to duplicate that. How do we duplicate that in a disaster? So the biggest thing I can really reiterate is thank you for caring for this population. Thank you for working with them. I know you have a passion, and I want to honor that. As a father of an adult son that goes to a DTA, I appreciate you guys. And I know the people you work with, they're going to rely upon you for guidance. And the only way that you can really guide them is that you got to spend a little time reviewing the patient assessment, reviewing the guidebook, having your own plan in place so that you can share with them how you've worked your plan. And that's a lot of what it is. Okay? Remember the first time you changed the flat tire in a car? Hopefully you have, if you haven't. But remember how frustrating it was. But once you've done it, it was easier to do it a second time. And it's also easier to guide and help somebody else do it because you personally have done it. We're doing the same thing here. It's just trying to get you to spend time preparing for it. So now, as you review the client preparedness assessment, if you have any questions or even the guidebook, contact me. Send me an email, give me a phone call. All my contact information is going to be right here at the end so that I can get back with you and walk you through the process because I don't want to leave you trying to figure this out on your own. That's what I'm here for, is to support you so that you can do it, and then in turn you're going to be supporting other case managers that come after you because you've been doing this for a period of time. We're trying to change the culture, and it's going to take time. So once again, thanks again, and have a safe day.